Hi everyone. So today we're going to be going over the attendance certification form for Summer VISTA members. So I'll share my screen, and then I'll always make sure to also follow up via email or calendar invitation so that you all know when things are due. But time certifications are going to be due every other week. Your first one is due this upcoming Monday, June 17th by 12 p.m. And this is the way in which we are certifying as our organization that you are signing off on the fact that your Summer VISTA member has been actively serving in the program for the pay period. And so I'll get into that in a little bit because it can be confusing, but I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, so this is the attendance and leave certification form. And so you're going to complete this again every other week, and this is our way of certifying that your members have been actively serving. So your members are submitting timesheets to us on the same timeline, so every other week. And since we have an HR system that doesn't allow outside staff to be part of that system, so you all cannot be like supervisors in our HR system, and so this is the way in which we're verifying the fact that you as a supervisor are signing off on what the member is submitting to us, and then that's what we'll use to then approve their timesheet. So that's how the process is outlined. So on this form, what you're going to do is just type in your name and then your email, and then by you putting this email in there, that will generate an email to you. So once you've submitted, it will come up in your email with the information that you provided. There is something we have in place here on this next question. So let's say for whatever reason you're out of the office, or you're sick or on vacation, someone else at your organization, like a staff person, not your VISTA, a staff person, can submit this on your behalf. And so then if that person is completing this form, they would put their name in this, your name, your email, because they're the one submitting it. And then they would click yes, because they're submitting it on your behalf, and then that's where they would provide your name and information because you're the site supervisor, you're our main contact for this project. So that's how we have that set up, but generally you're just going to click no. And then next you're going to select your Summer VISTA or your program, and we are in Summer VISTA, so you're going to click Summer VISTA. That will generate you being able to select your organization. So you're going to select your organization, and then you're going to select your member. It's not automatically populated based on your organization, so please make sure you're selecting the correct organization and the correct member, because if you submit it and it's incorrect, I'm going to have to ask you to submit the correct information for our records. So you'll submit that, and then you just come down here, and then this is really just the attendance certification. So you're going to select the pay period, which is a 2-week period. So this first one that you're going to be submitting for Monday is going to be from June 2nd through June 15th. So you'll select that. And then we always ask, as the certification question is, has the VISTA member actively been serving with your organization for the date selected? And so what this really means is, have they been a participant in the VISTA program for this pay period? So for all of the days, all 14 days in that pay period. This time, you're going to click no, because your member started on June 3rd, not on June 2nd. So the answer is no, and then you're going to put in the actual time frame that they were serving in the program. So that's June 3rd of this year, and then the last day, of course, is June, oh, that's asking for a time. So the time doesn't really matter, just put the 3rd, we'll know what it actually is. I might need to actually update that. It's supposed to have the range that you can provide. So, but just for now, just know that you're gonna need to put June 3rd, that was their start date. Every other time you're going to click yes for that pay period. So let's look at, you know, the next one that you'll be submitting, Sunday, June 16th through Saturday, June 29th. You're going to say yes because your member will have been an active participant in the program for that entire 14-day period. And so this is different than, you know, they came to work every single day in that 14-day pay period. You know, if they have the weekend off, or they have like a Wednesday off, or whatever it might be, or they have, you know, they had to call in sick for a morning or something like that, they're still considered an active participant in the program. The only reason that you click no is if they started, right, like this first time. So if they didn't start on the 2nd, they started on the 3rd, so you have to say no and put the right dates. But that would also mean if your member exited early, or it's at the very end of the summer and they're done and they are not, you know, serving those entire 14 days, then you would just click no and put in the correct days. And so again, this is if someone's exiting, not just if they're on vacation or whatever it is that you have kind of locally worked out with them. This is also just a reminder that technically through the Summer VISTA program, they do not have any leave benefits. However, we have instructed them and you to kind of just work that out internally with your members. We know that things come up, life happens, right? And so just make sure that you're always in communication with them around your exact expectations for what that should look like. And then however you kind of want to internally track that information, like the actual hours that they're serving at your site, or like if you're doing a flex time system, you know, just track that internally. You don't need to report that to me. So for this one, again, you're going to click no, put June 3rd. The time really doesn't matter, and I'll try to get this fixed so that you can put in a date range by the time you submit for Monday. And then this is where you would just say why. So then you would just say member started their term on June 3rd, 2019. That's all you have to put. Then the final certification is just you kind of doing your electronic signature. So by submitting this form, you certify that the selected VISTA member's attendance is and leave information is accurate. You're just going to click yes. And then if you have any other comments or things that you want to share or like questions, feel free to put those in there. And then you'll just submit it. So it's pretty simple. Hopefully it's intuitive. If it's not, please let me know, because we definitely want this to feel like an intuitive process. I know it can get a little bit confusing because we're talking about, you know, pay periods and timesheets and active participation. So it's a little bit confusing in the beginning, but hopefully as we kind of get in the groove, it'll be fairly simple. So again, these timesheets or certifications are going to be due every other Monday. The first one is due Monday, June 17th by noon. If we don't have the certification from you all by that due date or due that time, then we aren't able to go in and approve your member's timesheet, which means that they might experience a delay in their living allowance. So please make sure that you have this on your calendar. I should have put it on your calendar already, but I can send out an invite again, and I'll try to be really on top of sending out reminders. Something else to keep in mind is like, if you know that you're going to be gone the next Monday or something like that, you can submit this early. So you can submit it like the Friday before. You can submit it like the Thursday before. I would just say don't submit it too terribly early, because there are some things that could happen. You know, I never want to like throw this out there, but you know, we just want to make sure that you're not submitting it like 2 weeks in advance every single time, because that just really defeats the purpose of us like actively trying to track your members' participation in the program. But you can submit it early because we understand there are a lot of things happening, or you can arrange it, of course, with another staff member to submit on your behalf. That shouldn't be happening every time because you're their site supervisor, at least according to like our grant. And so, you know, you should be ultimately the one submitting this. You cannot ask your member to submit this. That would be like them approving their own timesheet, which is just not ethically something that we're interested in doing, and would just be a red flag for us too. So that's the process. Again, this should be on your calendar, but this is going to be due every other Monday. And then I believe, let me pull up my calendar really quick here. But the last one that you will submit, because your members' end date is August 9th. And so that, let me see what that pay period is. So the pay period would be July 28th through August 10th. So then that timesheet is going to be due on August 12th, right? Yeah, so your last certification will be due August 12th. I'll always send out email reminders and things like that, but please make sure that you're submitting them on time. I'm gonna pause the recording now and stop sharing my screen so that I can take some questions, but I will be sharing out this recording so that folks who weren't able to join or who might need a little bit of a reminder each time, they can have access to that. But hopefully it's intuitive. That's our goal. So if you're ever noticing something and you're like, Monique, you should fix this, please just let me know.